Hello everybody and welcome to whatever this is. I surely hope you're doing great, you're doing fantastic wherever you are and doing your best to better yourself and the people around you. Yeah, and as we always say over here, that the weekend is for sports, so the weekend is for sports. yeah, or whatever this is. Yeah, and focusing on the English Premier League, of course, which is hotting up, as we initially said earlier on, that the table is forming, and whatever you expect at the end of the season come May, that there wouldn't be a lot of changes as the table is right now, especially the top sides. The mid-table, you would expect that to be changing in, week out, but really you wouldn't be shocked about who wins it, because I'd expect Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal or Manchester City, one of those teams to be winning. Yeah, and hopefully having those teams also in the top four. But at the moment, things are really hotting up, and just having like a quick look at what will be happening over the weekend. Tomorrow being a Saturday, should I really say tomorrow? Depends on the time that I upload this and the time that you watch. As at the time of recording, it's still on Friday night. So tomorrow, Saturday, we'll be seeing the early kickoff being the Arsenal game against Everton. Arsenal will be hosting this one at the Emirates, and you'd expect Arsenal to be winning this one. Even though Arsenal has been having bare injuries within the defense line, Gabriel should be back, and of course you'd expect now the centre backs to be back fully fit and raring to go. Yeah, and see how Arteta plays out, especially with right back and left back. Would it be Thomas Partey and who? And Timber, or it will be Timber and MLS Miles Lewis Kelly? Will we be seeing Tierney in this one, or Zinchenko, or Kivio for that matter? Anyway, looking at how Arsenal dispatched Monaco in the midweek in the Champions League, which of course now took them to third. They are nailed on for finishing in the top 24. So whichever scenario, Arsenal is still proceeding to play in the Champions League in the next, not necessarily in the next round, but at the moment it's 100% sure that if the worst comes to the worst, they'll be playing in the playoffs. If they fail out in the top 8, Liverpool has qualified already, and they are nailed on to go to the next round. Yeah, so you'd be expecting them to beat their Merseyside brothers over the weekend. It's an early kickoff, and this one would take Arsenal to within 3 points of Liverpool. Mind you, by the time Arsenal finishes its game, Liverpool will be having 2 games in hand on Arsenal. Yeah, so if you go by the logic that points on the board over games in hand, then it's really in a good place. But if Liverpool are set to go on and win the matches that they have in hand over Arsenal, which would be now the next game that we would be looking at, then Arsenal do not have any room to drop points in this game, because if they did, I think even for the hardcore Arsenal fans would have to believe that the league is gone. Look forward to the next season. What else would you do? Or just look, before writing the season away, just compete for the other trophies that are available. the League Cup, the FA Cup, and the Champions League. Yeah, so that's about that. The next game, as we were mentioning, would be Liverpool. Liverpool are flying. I don't know, Arne Slot just came and slotted very well within this team, and they have got Liverpool as the most dangerous team in the continent, in Europe right now. And in an earlier video, I mentioned about Mo Salah being world class, and of course them having like the 4 key players. That's Salah, that's Van Dijk, Alisson, and even Trent as like the mainstays, and then now every other player coming in to complement. And now you have McAllister and Gravenberch pulling trees in that midfield. And yeah, Liverpool here, they'll be facing against Fulham, which is also a good team. Arsenal drew with them last weekend, and of course for this one I'd be looking at it in terms of hope. Yeah, but it's not really a good position to be in where you're just praying for the downfall of other teams rather than your team doing the very best. For this one, I'd be looking forward for a shocker, except that a Liverpool win is written on this fixture. It won't be an easy win, so I'm looking at a 2-1 Liverpool win for this one. And then Chelsea will be hosting Brentford, and Brentford is not also they're not also pushovers, but Chelsea are really, really good. We did mention that Chelsea are in the title race. That one you would have to believe that is the case. They're the closest challengers. You don't look at Chelsea in terms of maybe looking at the running, you're thinking, where are they likely to drop points? Unless they meet up with like Arsenal or Liverpool or Manchester City, you don't really see any team that is going to pile on the pressure against Chelsea at the moment. So unless there is a shocker coming in this fixture, it's a wait and see kind of situation. But here it's a Chelsea win. I'm looking at a 3-0 Chelsea win for this. And then Tottenham, I don't know. They're playing away at St. Mary's against Southampton, and I don't know what to say about Spurs. For Spurs here, it's a free hit. It's a free hit in terms of for the neutrals, but for Tottenham, it's a must win. If they lost this one, and I think they also have which other game coming up? They have Manchester United. I don't know if that's in the FA Cup or what. No, not FA Cup. The next in the FA Cup, Manchester United has Arsenal in January. But I don't know I think it's in the League Cup. Yeah. So for this one, I think if they lost, questions would start to be asked about Ange. So I think Ange has his days are numbered, if you ask me. Yeah, so that notwithstanding, you would expect Tottenham to be winning this one. So I'm looking at a 2-1 win for Tottenham. But if Southampton won, okay, we don't know which song will be played at the end of that game. Would it be Saints or Spurs? They share the same kind of song. Except for Southampton, they say, "Oh, when the Saints go marching in," and you know the rest of it. And for Spurs, it's a twist where they say, "Oh, when the Spurs," complete the lyrics. Yeah. And then the blockbuster fixture for the weekend. It's not really a blockbuster because of how well those teams are performing, but in terms of size and talking points, really. Manchester United away at the Etihad against Manchester City. Yeah, but here logically you would say Manchester City would be winning this one, but even the strongest Manchester City sides against weaker United sides previously under Erik ten Hag, be it Ralf Rangnick, be it Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or Mourinho, they somewhat managed to pick points against Manchester City. So what about now this City side, which is doing which is at its worst, if you ask me? Would we be in for a surprise? Then again, we don't know which Manchester United team is going to start. Amorim has really gotten fans thinking a lot. Somehow you only feel like the only guaranteed spot is Onana's, but going forward I don't know what would be the future of Onana, because at the moment he can't be trusted in that goal. He has been leaking goals and making mistakes. United got rid of De Gea for a keeper that plays out from the back, but when he does that, he invites pressure from teams, and Manchester City are a good pressing team. They would, I don't know, pile pressure on him. Sometimes he forgets himself and wastes time, yet they are behind. I don't know what's the logic behind it, but in real life he's not real life, not like football is not real life, but as a person, Onana is a nice guy, but on the pitch, I don't know. United, I don't know, they scored like an own goal on this one, so I'll be looking at Manchester City 1-0 win in this one. Yeah, and we wait for the results. I think for this weekend, the only shocking result where I can foresee a shocking result would be the Fulham game. The Fulham game against Liverpool. That's where there's potential, yet Liverpool are the favorites over there. Yeah, so I don't know what your thoughts are. How do you feel about your team? Anything you feel different that I may have said and you feel like that would not be the case, this is how you feel, you can let us know. Yeah, and we see how it turns out, how things pan out. And then again, I don't know about FPL, I haven't updated mine in ages, and I think there are times when even players I had in my squad had red cards, but I didn't have time to change my squad. So I am doing this, Mali. How are you doing yours? Do you feel like you are nailed on to do great this season or not? But free tip, always have Saka in your team. He never disappoints. And captain him, by the way. Yeah, that's it for this segment for today. Until the next one.